Well, good afternoon, That Oregon Life. Welcome to Oakridge. You are with Exploregon. I am Rick Dancer. My wife Kathy Dancer is with us. We are right now in Oakridge, which is next door to Westfir. And when you live in rural Oregon, it's really tough to make a living. When you live in rural Oregon and you have crappy internet, it's almost impossible to make a living. So we are, one of our sponsors today is Emerald Broadband, and they have come into the community of Oakridge and Westfir. They actually started in Westfir because they believe, and well, I'm going to let them talk a little bit more about this with you, but they believe that if kids growing up in rural Oregon do not have access to internet, especially kids that are in low income, they don't have a fair shot at this. And so they brought internet to this community. We're going to go in here and talk to some folks. This is Integrity Auto Repair and RV Repair. And this is the man. This is Chris.
Hello.
So Chris, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just turn this around. You can be with me.
Okay.
Because this is way easier this way. So how long have you had this place?
I've owned this building for about 2 years now.
And you do what?
I do automotive repair, RV, and boats.
So tell people, having a small business in a place like Oakridge or Westfir, tough.
Oh, it's very tough, and you're 50 miles from anything.
So when you have no internet, that makes it even worse.
Yes.
So you've had internet before, and it does that thing that yeah.
It was horrible.
I live in the country, and so what does that do in terms of customers? You don't. It kind of hampers your ability to do things.
Yes, because my telephone is internet based, so if it's not working, you're not getting calls, you're not getting customers.
So tell me about Oakridge. Tell me some stuff about Oakridge that people may not know.
Oakridge is its own little place. It's a very tight-knit community. It takes a lot. Once you get into the community established, it's great. However, the people, you really have to earn their respect.
What does that mean?
Well, when you come in...
You can get into trouble really easily.
You can get into trouble easy, yes.
Have you been there?
No, not yet, luckily.
You stay on the good side.
I try to stay on the good side. I offer goods and services for people in need, and I primarily...
What does that mean?
Well, I focus on senior citizens, people with financial trouble, and I geared up to help them out. I didn't come up here and start the business for money. I started it to help.
Where are you from?
Originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
So what brings somebody from Atlanta, Georgia to Oakridge, Oregon?
Happy accident. This was a dream. I've been trying to get to Oregon since my early 20s, and I just woke up one morning and said, I'm going to do it. I did it.
Okay, so let me tell you something. You're on a page. Hey, you guys, if you're on the That Oregon Life page and you come on here, tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. These are people like from all over the world. They come on here and because they love Oregon and they see what it's like. So when you're living in another place, what is it about Oregon? Because I'm an Oregonian. I've lived here my whole entire life. I know it's special, but I don't get that as much. I think it's because I was born here. So if I was born in Arkansas, I'd love Arkansas and I'd want to stay there.
Well, I lived all over the world. My father was military, so I traveled quite a bit, and my stepfather was in traveling sales. Coming through Oregon as a kid, it felt like home, and once again coming back out here, out of all the places I've been, I genuinely feel home.
So this is your place?
Oh yes, absolutely.
So how has Emerald Broadband helped you guys?
Oh man, they've been amazing. My internet speeds have gone way up. Customer service is second to none. My billing is fuss-free. And
I don't think people in town can understand that because they're so used to getting internet just like you turn it on and it's there. And to have it buffer and to have it not work, it really puts you at a disadvantage as a businessman.
Yeah, there's certain companies out here at 7 o'clock, you have nothing. Everybody's on. You're constantly buffering. With Emerald, I've noticed it's just been seamless.
So tell me something else. So look at all these people where they're from. Culver, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington. Love that area, would love to live there. Tony wants to come live in Oakridge.
Hey, I got a house, I'll sell you.
I am now taking a commission for this, okay? And I got to split that with the guy who owns That Oregon Life because he and I are kind of partners in that whole thing. So thank you for doing this and talking to us. So you guys come here. Scott, come here. Raymond, Kath, come here, hon. So you guys, this is my wife, Kathy.
Hey, and we definitely know what it's like living out in the country and having bad internet. So
and we live 4 miles from town, from Springfield.
So it's a big deal.
So what did you guys, you came out here originally for what?
Well, we were running into problems. I've been in tech for my entire life. And in Eugene, where I could afford to pay for really fast internet, a lot more than I should have been paying, but it still wasn't good enough. And so I ran back into Scott, a buddy of mine. We hang out, but life changes, and 10 years passed and we met back together.
Yeah, next thing you know, a chance get together a couple years ago led to an idea over some internet frustration, which we've all had, about trying to upload something. And why couldn't it be better? Why couldn't somebody do something? And so we decided we'd try to be the guys who did something. And so here we are, 26 months later, with service in Oakridge, Westfir, and now in Eugene on a fixed wireless service. And we really are, for a grassroots effort for a couple of friends from the local area, trying to make good.
And really, we figured if we're having these kind of problems as a professional who sets up the large internet sites, then I could only imagine what children and families are dealing with who couldn't afford normal services.
So tell me this. I got to switch hands because this gets really tiring in my arm. So, no, you can come over this way. So when you get, what? Oh gosh, you guys come back. You guys, we do have a little bit of vanity here. You know, I mean, good Lord, that looked like hell. I mean, I'm going. I know the three of us aren't like the best looking dudes in the whole world, but that was ugly. God, I felt like an X-ray. So you really the kind of the idea sparked because so many rural kids who don't have access to internet because of income status. It puts them at a huge disadvantage to other kids.
Well, it not only puts them at a disadvantage, but it requires the educators to have to plan for that. They have to plan for the basis of what their students have access to, and some of them just don't have that access. Even in Eugene, my kids are in the 4J school district, and a lot of their peers don't have access to internet. We saw one of your live things in regards to Bethel. 9% of the students that go to the school district in Bethel are homeless, without a home, without a regular address to go to. I'm pretty certain they're not getting internet. And
So
when
we're trying to do our
requiring
best
it,
to just bridge that digital divide. It's not fair to them to not have an affordable option to keep them in line with their peers, and it's up to us as a community to raise ourselves together and do something about it.
So in a place like Oakridge or Westfir, it's probably much higher than that.
If you look at the numbers, you can definitely know that the connectivity level here is worse than it is in town, and imagine the kids in that kind of situation where they're
and
at.
the economic downturn is hit Oakridge harder, being rural, being not on a major interstate.
And then can you imagine, because really the big thing here right now is cycling and biking, mountain bike. I mean, God, the trails here are world renowned.
Oh.
And how is somebody in Australia who wants to find the best cycling trails in Oregon going to be able to connect to a motel or a business or somebody with their RV that needs fixed to come here and find this place? How are they going to do that if they don't have internet? Because none of us has a Yellow Pages sitting in the car. I think we use those for campfire, and I wish, please stop putting them out, Quest. We don't use them as a waste of a tree.
Gosh. Well, I mean, you can call Emerald Broadband out here. That's one way to get internet in Oak Ridge. We're doing our best to give a reasonable, affordable service, unlimited data, and it's a no contract thing. We wanted to deal with something that we felt good about ourselves and treat people the way we wanted to be treated. So you're dealing with some real people. We're both Lane County local. I grew up in Pleasant Hill.
I grew up in Elmira,
Yeah, so
we're used to what
Yeah.
the rural usually receives.
So hit us up, Eugene. And
All right,
Oak Ridge.
you guys, I want to do one more
And
thing.
Westfir, please.
And Westfir, yeah, call them. And Westfir is where they came first. They're the ones who took them first. So come here, you guys. Especially you. No, dude, that hair. You guys, come here. No, come here, man. Okay, so check this out. This is my brother. Except he goes, is that Nat? Yeah, you shave that, don't you? Dude, that is so awesome. Look at that. So you live here?
Yep, actually, right back there.
So why Oakridge?
It's out of the way. It's nice. It's quiet.
Do
It's
people
peaceful.
come here to hide?
No, there's actually a lot of retirees here.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about how's cycling changed your community?
Tourism.
Brought in more restaurants, more places to stay.
Yeah, we have a Keg and Cask Festival here. It happens around the same time, and
When is that?
It's coming up in August.
The Keg and Cask Festival.
Keg and Cask
So
Festival.
what is that? It sounds like something I would want
Beer
to go
and
to.
wine.
What more
Beer
can you
and
do?
wine, yeah.
So all three of you guys work for Emerald.
No,
he works for Chris.
I work for
Oh, you're here. You're like a
I'm
mechanic
here.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a mechanic.
No, I am the maintenance man. I take care of setting up cameras, fixing anything that needs to be fixed that isn't a car. But sometimes I help out with the cars, extra hands, make lighter work.
And you guys are from here.
Yeah, so I've actually lived here for going on 18 years. So moved here in 2000 when I was 3 years old, and here I am when I'm 20.
So when these people say on here, I want to move to Oakridge, that looks like a great place. Why? What? Tell me what that is.
Oh, I
Do
mean,
you think we all want to kind of get away?
maybe?
In a way, do we want to?
Yeah.
We're tired of big cities and.
Well, we always get caught up with what's going on, like up in the city, or we always go down there, watch movies, do crazy stuff like that. But when you come out to Oakridge, you get a taste of nature. So you come out here, people mountain bike, a lot of hiking around here. There's fishing. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that a lot of people these days don't really get into. So when they come out here, it's like introducing them to something new, and it's kind of attractive. Yeah.
So when you sit around the bar at night or having a beer, what's the big conversation of what happened in Oakridge today?
He's 20.
I'm 20.
Oh, well, the big conversation for him is that he just got busted. So, but you know, that was a good. It's good you didn't answer that question.
Yeah, no,
you just had a
no.
baby.
He just
Yeah,
had
I
a
did.
baby.
I did just
This,
have
you guys,
a baby.
this is the first male who's ever had a child on the planet, and I am here with
I was
him
there. I
doing
supported
it. So you, so what's the talk of the town tonight? What do people talk about in Oakridge?
Most people go hang out at the Moose after work, you know, in the evenings, I guess. So.
And people just talk and find
yeah,
out what's
just
going on.
you know
for
what's
the day.
going on in the mill today. So basically, it's just people hanging out, talking about what they did today. I mean, it's not anything special. Some people go mountain biking, some people go hiking, some people go fishing, and they all talk about it at the Moose.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Raymond, Scott, thanks. So we're gonna go hang out tonight,
Sure, we are.
but we're over 21. You got to come this way, hon, because the light. Trust me, the light. You are not gonna like what this does. So you guys are.
But it
What
does
is
the
our
back
next
of you
stop,
there.
hon? Do you know?
We're gonna meet with the city of Westfir.
So we're going back to Westfir to the covered bridge,
Bridge.
the beautiful covered bridge that used to take everybody to the mill that used to be over there. Now it takes everybody to some of the finest bike trails in the world for mountain biking. And we're also going to be joined by folks from Eugene from the Mercantile up the street is going to join us out there and talk about cycling, what you can expect, how you can get involved, where you can get people to take you out. There's all kinds of folks here who want you to see and experience the trails, and they'd love to show you that. So we're going to talk to them about that. So again, rural connectivity is what makes all this stuff happen. When you talk about economic development, it doesn't happen without people like Emerald Broadband. That's part of the puzzle in the picture. So, and tonight we're going to do some economic development with restaurants and a beer or
it's
two.
real tough work.
Yeah, you know, hey, don't get mad at me. Somebody has to do this for a living. You guys are. What would you do without us? All right, we'll talk to you guys in about half an hour
See you soon.
from the bridge.